Welcome to Bad Wrench Automotive. All right, so here we are with our Nissan Pathfinder project. We are going to dig into these brakes. Let me show you guys how you'd get them apart, and then we will put the new ones on, and I'll do another video with them on. I'm going to break down some of the reasons that we need to replace these in this video. I'm going to show you, or do another video basically after they are installed, of why we do performance upgrades on our brakes. So this one is really about how to take these apart. Let's get in there and take a look at this. So first of all, you're going to need to jack the vehicle up and put a jack stand. Make sure that your jack stands are secure. You don't want this thing dropping for any reason. You'll need to pull your wheel. These will be 21 millimeters on the socket to remove your lug nuts for your wheel. You guys can see the wheel sitting right over there. Next, you're going to need to take the caliper loose. You will have two bolts, one here and one down here. So that one and that one. You will need to squeeze this caliper in. Sometimes you can take a flat screwdriver, come in from here, and pull that caliper forward towards you, and it will take some of the pressure out of the caliper, allowing you to take this off. Other times they will just slide off if they don't have a safety latch, but if they have a safety latch on the pad itself, like there's a safety notch to keep the caliper from coming loose, you will need to take some of that pressure off first. Next, you're going to need to remove this bracket. So this bracket is held on back here with one nut here and another one straight down here. So right here where I'm tapping my finger, guys. So that nut and that nut. The reason these got to come out is this holds the bracket on. This bracket needs to come off for you to replace this rotor. Now, the reason we're replacing the rotor is we have damage. We have a score mark right here. On the back side, it feels a little bit grooved, but these things have been heat soaked. So they got to go because the age of them are no longer good. Not only that, but our pads are wore down to the point that we have less than 20% pad left. Anytime there's 20% left or 20% left on the pad, I automatically recommend changing the brakes, because if we catch it soon enough, we can avoid this kind of damage, and we can do one pad slap per set of rotors. Why do I only say pad slap one time? And what is pad slap? Pad slap is where you reuse your old rotors and put a new set of pads in it. You only get to do this one time because the amount of heat soak that the rotors take stopping the vehicle. Now, if you know you have a customer who drives very aggressively, you can't do a pad slap because they've heat soaked the rotors, because they don't know how to feather the brake when they're slowing down. They press it down hard and they hold it, and all that does is build up heat in the rotor, which does damage to the rotor. On this, there is a caveat that you need to know. If you're that rough on your brakes where you don't press them down, let up, press them down, let up when you stop, you're not giving the pads and the rotor time to cool down. If this is how you drive, then do not do drilled and slotted rotors, because you will overheat those rotors and you will crack them. If you don't drive that way, you want the drilled and slotted rotors to help dissipate heat and keep the pads clean. This is a performance upgrade that I will talk about when this is together. But right now, this is about how to really diagnose when they're bad. And you can tell when they're bad because the grooves in the rotor and the pad life is down. Where you check that is right in between here. How much of this pad is left? Compare this to a new pad, and if you're 20% or less, then time to replace the pads. Another way to tell is how far out are these cushions? How far out are these? This will also tell you how much pad you've used up. If this is really close to the bracket, then you still got plenty of pad left. If this is extended away, like this one is, then you've used up a lot of your pad. At this point, the way I'm seeing this one, they've used over 80% of the pad. So this is why we need to do this. If you're hauling people in your car and you really are trying to get to a point where safety is the ultimate concern here, then you need to replace these items. You can't just let this go. It's something where if you see it, when you see it, you should fix it. Even if you're doing a basic oil change, you think, okay, I'm just going to do my basic oil change, check my tires, see what my pad life's left, and let it go down the road. When you do that over and over and over again, eventually you're going to have bigger problems. Don't overlook the small details, because that's the difference between breaking down on the side of the road or getting into a really bad accident. Vehicles can be extremely safe as long as the maintenance is done properly on them, and as long as people drive responsibly. That's the other factor, but they can't drive responsibly if the car ain't working right either. So it is a double-edged sword that we got to really be careful with. Guys, I want to say thank you for all your support. Continue hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you get notified when I drop new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.